Let's just find ourselves a comfortable standing posture. So the first instruction that often starts a Qigong class is bring mind back. The idea is from out there, out in the outside world, drawing back in here, coming back inside to inhabit the body, drawing the mind down into the belly. And then from lower dantian, we're going to gently move. So let's just softly turn, have a look over the shoulder, to the other side. Just warm the back up gently. And then free the body to turn from side to side. So as today is our healing class, you can be as vigorous as you wish with this, or just take it nice and easy, nice and gentle. So if you're sitting deeply absorbed in your thoughts and somebody behind you says, Jeremy, and you suddenly go, huh? You look up, you wake up, you hear your name being called. There's this moment of self-recognition where your reference framework wakes up and says, oh, that's me being called. You turn to say, huh? Or huh? H-U-H in comics, huh? H-U-N, whatever it might be. There are various different variations, and it's different for all cultures how they write it. But Dr. Pang suggests that it's E-N-G. This kind of moment deep inside where you awaken. And so he says that E-N-G, is the tone you use to call yourself, to call your true self. So we might try working a little bit. It's funny, I worked with it a lot in China, in Hainan, with my friend Jen Xie. And he used to practice every afternoon for a while. And we practiced for about 5 or 10 minutes, quietly saying, So you don't quite say eng or anything like that. It's just a quiet inside. It reverberates in your throat. And interestingly enough, after a while, you start to really find yourself going deep with the tone. It brings your attention sometimes to a place deep inside your head, pineal or pituitary, never quite sure where the center of the head actually is, but somewhere deep behind your third eye, somewhere between your temples, somewhere below Bai Hui, this line that runs through the head from Yu Jian on the back, which is called Jade Pillow, is the English translation of Yu Jian, to Yin Tang on the front, which is the third eye. Somewhere on that axis, somewhere between the line that runs from Bai Hui down through the body, where those intersect, possibly where it comes through from the temples, where those intersect. And if you geographically map all those points, you find the center of the head. There's an interesting thing as well, which I've noticed, which is that sometimes if you curl your tongue right back up onto the soft palate on the roof of the mouth, and then head towards the very back of the mouth, sometimes you find there's a little dimple there. sort of sits on the roof of the mouth. And I think that is directly below the pineal. So sometimes you can find it just by curling your tongue right up on and touching the roof of the mouth at the very back. And I think I've often heard this story that in Buddhism, after a long time with meditation, sometimes this gland will emit an elixir. And I've often wondered what that was all about, what on earth. But I think that this is the connection point. I've never really sort of checked it with a surgeon or anything like that, but I feel that this is the connection from the brain into the mouth cavity. There's some sort of special, I don't know, magic can go on. I've never tasted any elixir dripping from the roof of my mouth. It sounds a bit horrible, but anyway, just an idea to entertain you, make you wonder. Let's move and just expand this a bit. Let's go a bit longer. Yeah, so the idea is that when we call Eng, we stimulate this part of the brain. We draw ourselves back to our true self. And so whether enlightenment is your thing or not, this is a tool that can bring you back into a very sort of centered and still state. We'll do a little bit of it later. We'll do some La Chi as well, I think. We'll just see how the whole thing evolves. But hopefully this real sound will help you sort of keep with the sound. Unfortunately, every throat clearing and every snuffle has probably become much clearer, but I shall try to keep it to a minimum. Something else about, oh yeah. So when you find yourself spontaneously saying, what we're going to do is look for the moment before the sound spontaneously arises. That's really interesting. Because at some stage, there is no and then suddenly there is. And it's the moment before which is so extraordinary. It's a moment of true, pure, true self. Okay, allow the whole body to gently slow down and come to a stop. Gathering hands in the earth, lift you up. Gently pouring the energy through. Moving the chi down. Aim for the belly. Relax and let the chi continue on down. Do that 2 or 3 times. Gathering chi. Moving the chi gently through. Driving the chi deep inside. Allowing the chi to flow. Let's go once more. Focus deep into the belly. Relax and allow the chi to flow. Okay, if you're happy with 3 times, then we'll go on to forward bends. If not, just keep on doing that until you feel stable. Okay, so we're just going to let the body drift down. Keep the knees nice and soft. Relax your way down. Release the back of the neck as much as you can. Soft knees, gently bent. Body relaxes. Let's extend softly towards the toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. In line with our insteps. And release. And eventually in line with our heels or as deep as you wish to go.
Body relaxes and body hangs. Okay, so lift the tailbone up behind, push the tailbone to the front, gently curl the spine up, arms and ears engage, draw up to full height, stretch to the blue sky. Knees and hips release forward, you lean back, up, and gently back, up, gently back, up, and gently back. Just do some gentle side bends. Let the left hand out in a wide arc, gently leaning out to the left, just stretching towards the back of your left knee. Switch the hands over, as if hands moving around a clock face. Right hand comes down, heading towards the back of the right knee. Bend to the right. Gently stretch up. Nice and slow, nice and easy. Switching over. Stretch towards the back of your left knee. And once more. Take your time as you turn from side to side. Great. And we bring the right hand slowly up to meet the left. And let's begin again. Stretch hands up into the blue sky. Arms and ears are coordinated. Just tip those over. The body stays straight. When the arms are parallel to the floor, we arch the upper back. Roll into the middle back. Head into the lower back. Just allow the body to hang. Body hangs and body relaxes. Back of the neck is soft. Whole body nice and easy. Extend gently towards your toes and release. In line with the roots of your toes and release. In line with your insteps, gradually getting a little deeper each stretch and release. Eventually back towards the heels. Relax, release, body hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes to the front, spine starts to roll up, arms and ears follow. Draw up to full height stretch. Knees and hips go forward as you lean back. Stretching up, gently back, up and back, up and gently back. Hands up in the blue sky. Over to the left. Left arm goes down, body bends left. Stretch towards the back of the left knee. Reverse that stretch. Right hand comes down, left goes up. Bend right. Change. And change. And then bring that right hand back up again. So let's do the whole set with straight legs. So lock the knees back, arms in the air, just the arms and ears moving over the 7 cervical vertebrae. And then tipping into the upper back, middle back, lower back, drifting the way down, relaxing. Back of the neck relaxes, body hangs, legs are straight. Shift the weight softly towards your toes and just allow the hamstrings to open further. Okay, extending towards the toes. Release. In line with the roots of your toes. And release. In line with your insteps.
release. Back towards your heels. Body hangs and relaxes. Tailbone points up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. Spine curls up. Head, arms, ears gather.
Body comes up. Extend up into the blue sky. Knees and hips go forward as you lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Up and gently back. Up and gently back. Hands up in the blue sky. Left arm arcs down, body bends left. Left comes up and the right arcs down, body leans right. Left down, right comes up, body leans left. Right down, and the right comes up, the left comes up, body leans right. Bring the right hand up. We'll run through the whole set one more time. Legs completely straight. Tip over head, arms and ears. Drift over. Upper back, middle back, and lower back. Drifting down. Allow the body to hang. Nice and easy. Body hangs and body relaxes. Legs are straight. Weight shifted softly towards the toes to extend the hamstrings further. Back of the neck is relaxed. Extend gently towards the toes. And release. In line with the roots of your toes. Release. In line with your insteps. And release. Back towards your heels. Body relax, body release, body hangs, tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes to the front, spine curls up, head, arms and ears gently gather with, up to full height. Releasing the knees and hips forward as you lean back, stretching up, gently back, up and back, up and back. Hands up into the blue sky. Gently allow the left hand to come down, lean left. Switch the hands over. Right hand down, left hand up. Left hand down, right hand up. Right hand down, left hand up. Draw the right hand up. Gather the hands over the crown of the head. Allow the chi to pour through the body. Relax the hands down the sides. Gather chi. Hands deep in the earth. Lift chi up. Pour the chi down through the body. Moving chi. Upper dantian, middle dantian, lower dantian. Holding the chi in the belly. Relax the hands. Allow the chi to continue to flow on down to the ground. Let's gather a few more times. When you feel that you've brought about stability, you can just bring the hands back onto the belly. If you find that you're still feeling a little bit wobbly, then you just carry on doing that for a minute or so until you feel stable. Hands come back to the belly when you feel ready, focusing the mind behind the hands, deep inside. Let the hands relax down by the sides. Bring the feet together to the Zheneng Qigong pose. Let the knees just softly bend. Allow the tailbone to move forward just a tiny bit. Hoi in between the legs lifts up a tiny bit. Mingmen Palace, the lower dantian, just moves back a little bit. And the tailbone sits down. So you have this gentle circular movement in the hips. Tailbone forward, Hoi in up, Mingmen back, tailbone drops down. And it just allows the hips to come into better standing posture. The knees always bent, just feeling the weight slightly more in the toes. Spine is long, chin is gently tucked. So there's the same kind of idea with the head as well. It's not too dramatic because you'll suddenly end up staring at the floor. But there's this idea, nose searches for chin, chin searches for the throat, throat gently searches for Yu-Jen at the back of the head, the jade pillar, and the jade pillar searches gently for Bai Hui. And the idea is the chin gently tucks and the spine elongates as you lift the head up. So we have this nice feeling at the bottom of the spine where the tailbone is curling forward, and at the top of the spine where the chin is curling backward, and a nice straight spine in between. And we always remind ourselves to sink into the knees to keep that soft. Chest, they say, just relax your chest. Slightly hollowed. Arms just naturally hang down by your sides. When we shift the weight, when we bend our knees, we shift the weight softly towards the front of the foot. And that stimulates Yongquan, the kidney point on the sole of the foot. So, geographically speaking, if you came from your middle toe, heading towards the center of the foot, you'd get about a third of the way there, and you'd find Yongquan, the kidney point, Yongquan. So Yongquan is right there, just behind the ball of the foot. And as you bend your knees, you really press Yongquan against the ground. And that helps open up the kidney point. And that helps us create this connection down into the earth. But also, from the earth up into the body, we start to get qi flowing upwards, gently drawing up through the body, surging up through the body. As in springtime, when the qi flows up through trees and plants. Same with you, you get this idea of qi flowing up from the earth into your body. The top of the head, we're pushing Bai Hui up. And as you push Bai Hui up, it gently opens. And then that connects us up into the blue sky. It connects the blue sky down into us. So you have this intimate connection, heaven above, earth below, man in the center, able to benefit from these incredible systems, this qi gathering deep in the belly. Of course, the upper the heavenly qi comes down into the upper dantian first, right into the center, to this point that we're going to stimulate in due course. So if you imagine the geographical center of your head, behind the third eye, below Bai Hui, we can plot these points to come into the center of the head. And then we imagine qi moving down from there, down through the throat, heading down to the center of the chest. So when we do lift Chat Po Chi down, we press Da Bao, and that's on the kind of sides of the chest. And sometimes we refer to Tanzhong, the breastbone. And we're sort of plotting a point in between Tanzhong and Da Bao, somewhere deep in the center. I think they say it's just behind your heart.
we have this kind of idea of middle dantian sitting in the center of the chest, supplying all this wonderful qi out into the organs. So we have our lovely connection from the heavens above, pouring qi into the center of the brain, pouring qi into the center of the chest, and eventually pouring qi into the center of the belly. So again, we have this idea of du qi, the belly button, a line running straight through to Ming Men on the small of the back. And in between that, Dr. Pang's very accurate about it. He says 7/10 of the way from the front. So you imagine going in through Du Qi, and eventually what would happen is as you go in there, you'd bump into the front of your spine. So as you arrive at the front of the spine, the area just there is where lower dantian lives. A field of energy, qi pouring from the heavens down through the top of the head, into the center of your chest, into the center of your belly where it gathers. We can imagine that line extends down between our legs, Hui Yin. Between your genitals and anus is a crowded area from an acupuncture perspective. 3 acupuncture points, would you believe? But the one that's right in the middle is Hui Yin. And we often say, just lift Hui Yin gently up. And the implication is that you don't want to be losing qi through that area. You're just gently bringing your awareness to Hui Yin. But there's another aspect to it as well. Let's bring ourselves back to the kidney point on the sole of the foot, Yong Quan. If you imagine the qi flowing through the sole of the foot, coming through the center of your foot, coming up through the center of your ankle, coming up through the center of your bones, up through the center of your calf, knee, thigh, and then branching upwards through your hips to Hui Yin between your legs, and then lifting up from Hui Yin into lower dantian. So now we have this amazing channel that runs down from Bai Hui into lower dantian, and these 2 amazing channels that lift up the legs through Hui Yin and into lower dantian. And the 2 final channels, the palms of your hands, gathering qi up the center of your arm, up the center through the elbow, the center of the upper arms, through the center of the shoulder, right up to the top of your shoulder. So there's a point on the top of the shoulder which is called the shoulder well. If you were to draw a line between the center of your spine and the very tip of your shoulder and split it in half, you'd have shoulder well. Jianjing, it's called. Jianjing, the shoulder well. So the qi that flows up your arms gathers at this point, Jianjing, and flows downwards, I think, to middle dantian, and then directly down into lower dantian. So when we stand with our hands in front, gathering qi, often we have our hands on our belly, but sometimes we hold a ball of qi. And when we hold a ball of qi, our gong is perfectly open on the palm of the hand. Qi is flowing up the center line of the body, up to the shoulders, so the center line of the arms, up to the shoulders, down into middle dantian, and down into lower dantian. So now we have these 5 extraordinary channels. They're gathering qi from the earth, gathering qi from all around you, gathering qi from the heavens. And this qi is just gathering deep inside, all of it storing in your belly. So as you stand here now, make sure that the gateways are wide open. Open the soles of your feet, open the palms of your hands, open the top of the head, and conversely, just gently close Hui Yin as you lift it between your legs. All of the other acupuncture points on your body respond too, of which there are sort of 300 standard acupuncture points in sort of Chinese medicine. They all open as well. But think about the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of pores on your skin. Allow them to gently open as well. They naturally do that as you breathe. The pores in your skin gently open and close as we breathe. So we can just feel the whole body start to open. No longer
trapped inside a body. Now we realize how incredibly connected we are. Even just standing, even the visualization of standing allows us to understand that we're completely connected, just doing nothing. So let's stand up, set up our standing posture. Just the usual opening. Gently turn your palms to face towards the back. Lift your wrists up to 90 degrees. As you lift your wrists up, just feel lao gong, how open it feels. You're kind of gently pushing down with the center of the palm, gently lifting up the fingers to 90 degrees. We get this real feeling of the palm being open. This little push of the hands is tiny. It's not more than the length of a hand, gently moving it forwards. But we feel how it can connect out. Gently moving it backwards, and we feel we can draw chi and attract chi into the body. Tiny movements, big ideas. Gently push. Draw chi back. Connecting deep and out. Pulling and drawing back from every direction. A couple more times. Let the hands relax, allow the middle fingers to penetrate deep into the earth. Lift a little ball of chi out of the ground. Allow it to flow deep inside your belly. Lower dantian chi, abundant with energy. Blood and chi flowing well. We turn the palms to face down. We let the hands gather to the sides. Let the hands gather to the back. As if swimming through chi, we draw the chi. We send the chi deep inside. Gather the hands up. Touch dabbao. Send the chi deep inside. So first it's lower dantian. Now it's middle dantian. And then we just press the elbows backwards. We release the hands forwards. We draw chi back to upper dantian. So the three dantians are addressed in every time we open. Sending the chi deep inside the brain. Open elbows, open wrists, open hands. Expand, 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 expand. Let the palms gently turn down. With a scoop of the hands, we lift chi up. We don't have to go a million miles above the crown of the head. We just gently bring the hands together over the crown of the head. And then here we can extend. And then let the hands down, down in front of the face, down in front of the heart. Hands settle. We can connect hands to heart. Okay, so let's just gently let the hands become a ball of chi. So we just open out, fingertips are touching ever so softly. We'll just let that ball of chi settle on the tummy for a moment or two. Step on chi, so we put the weight on the heels and open out the toes. Put the weight on the toes and open the heels. And then we can move into our standing posture. What can you sustain today? As per usual, if you need to sit at any stage, you can do. If you want to lie down and listen, makes no problems. For me, I find that the hands want to release. They pop apart. Just hold a little chi ball. But there's no right or wrong in this posture. We're trying to keep our knees bent so that the chi flows more easily through the lower leg. So knees bent assumes that the weight just shifts slightly forward into the toes. We don't stand too much or too hard on our heels. If you've ever watched the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace, occasionally you see a poor soldier who just falls flat on his face. He's been standing on his heels too long. The blood flow has stopped. You just keel over. So this is one of the ideas, is that we soften the knees and the weight moves forward in the toes, and the chi and blood can flow much more easily through the legs. With a bent knee, same is true. Blood flows much easily, or blood and chi much more easily. We have Hoyin softly lifted between the legs, and that encourages the flow of chi up the legs and up into lower dantian. We have our tailbone slightly tucked forward and our spine long and our chin slightly tucked backward. Sometimes for some people it just depends on your spine, but sometimes it's more of an idea than an actual movement. Just a tiny tucking. Bai Hui on the top of the head, beautifully open, gathering chi from the heavens. Gathering chi. Hands gathering chi from nature all around you. I feel inspired to sing you Dr. Pang's 8 phrases today. Ding tian li di, xing song yi chong, wai jing ne ji, sin chong mao gong, yin bu qi, chen zhu tai kong, zhen yi jiao ti, yu shen rong rong, yu shen rong rong, yu shen rong rong. Connecting with the earth, connecting with the heavens. Body relaxes and mind expands. Stay quiet, quiet inside, quiet outside. No distracting thoughts. We just have a clear mind and a humble stance. Humble, I think, speaks of rounded and soft, no angles. We allow the body to gently release and expand. The mind expands throughout the body, can feel every cell. Mind expands into the chi field around you. Mind expands out into the blue sky. Gently draw back from the blue sky and allow the blue sky to come back into your body. Fill every cell of your body with blue sky chi, an abundance of energy deep inside. Feel your connection out. Feel your connection to everybody in the class. Feel our connection out into the wider Zheneng community. Lots of classes all over the world doing this right now. Millions and millions of people who connect into the chi field. Feel that deep chi connection. It supports us all the way through our exercises. So this idea of scanning through the body, your mind, just imagine your whole structure like a lighthouse. Deep in the core of your brain is the, I want to say pineal gland, so I'm just going to stick with that. Pineal gland. Imagine that's like a light in a lighthouse. Gently scan through your body. It's as if you could shine the light
to your neck and into your shoulders, into your arms and down to your hands, throughout your whole spine to your tailbone, into your ribs and into your chest, into your belly, into your hips and pelvis. Scan down into the big bones of your thighs and the thigh muscles. Scan down into your knees and your calves. Scan to your Achilles, your feet, toes. So with this scanning process, you can feel into the body and see if there's anything that's not quite right. What doesn't feel right? Is there something structurally that feels a little stiff or a little sore? Then just allow that chi to bathe the area. We literally bathe with chi. Imagine illuminating the whole area from your lighthouse beam. Illuminate every cell. Illuminate the muscles, the bones, the tendons, the ligaments. And then leave that alone. Move either back into your head or scan through to somewhere else. So sometimes standing Qigong is difficult for people. Difficult for your knees or difficult for your feet. Sometimes your feet go to sleep. You could always scan through and feel the bottom of your feet. How do they feel? Do they feel like they need illuminating, warming? Do they need blood and chi flowing through them? Send a bit of love and light into the vertebrae of your spine, into your neck, into your shoulder, arms, fingertips. Anywhere that's required, fill with chi. If you find that the standing is difficult, try and just give yourself a minute or two. When you get to breaking point, when you think, oh, I can't stand this anymore, just take another few moments and just say, all right, well, I'll just give it a minute or two and then I'll give up. Because sometimes we just break through things that are difficult. It seems like we're at the very edge of disaster and your back's going to snap or your feet are going to give up. And then you just think, oh, all right, well, look, I'll just give up for another couple of minutes. I'll just relax. I'll just quiet my mind. I'll just stay with it. And then see how you get on. Very often you just pass that phase. And when you move through these things, then real shifts and change occur. Okay, so we're going to try this eng tone, E-N-G, but might as well be N-G, I suppose. N-G. So, N is Dr. Pang's idea for calling the true self. He says, call Eng, and the true self will be revealed. So now you have a choice to say Eng along with me. Say Eng at a speed that suits you. But eventually what happens is it becomes very sort of guttural and deep, and it just becomes mm, 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 mm. And you find a tone that suits you. And eventually you'll find, I find, that the tone Eng just gently disappears. So if you find yourself wanting to stop saying Eng, just do so. And in fact, when we worked in Hainan, what often happened was we would do about half an hour of Eng, and that the tone would just completely disappear. And then someone would find that they were just losing their attachment to true self, or just losing their place, getting distracted. And then you just start again. Mm, mm, mm. So we can just start a little bit longer to begin with. Take a gentle breath in, and we can say the full tone. Breathing in
Just keep at that pace for a few more. It's a bit deeper, a little bit shorter. Just gently continue with that tone on your own. Mm, 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 mm. See if you can spot the moment where the tone arises before you say it. Mm, 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 mm. Just a few more. Mm, 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 mm. You can allow the tone to gently tail off. Concentrating on the center of your mind. We're just going to say the tone Shen Ji a few times, which just stimulates deep inside the brain. So just say Shen Ji. Shen Ji. Two more. The last term we're going to use is shu. Deep in the center of the head, very soft and gentle. Shu is like fanning the flame of the upper dantian. Fanning the flame of the yuan ti. As we stand here, we can gently do La Chi with our hands. Every time we open our hands, you can feel that true self experience flood through your whole body. As we bring our hands together, you can draw and enhance and build the power of that true self experience deep inside. Open the hands and let this true self expand through your whole body, healing as it goes. As you draw your hands together, allow every cell to benefit at the deepest level of you. Just a couple more. Two more quieter ones. And the last two are just in complete silence. Open the hands, the chi spreads throughout the whole body, healing every cell. As we draw the hands together, this healing becomes very real and very deep. Gently expanding chi through the whole body. And then drawing this fundamental healing chi deep inside. Just allow the hands to slowly come back together to form a little ball over lower dantian. An abundance of energy in lower dantian. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flowing well. All functions of your body returning to perfect working order. So we draw the hands up into the prayer position in front of the chest. We step on chi to close the feet together. We extend hands, blue sky. Extend up, up, up. Let the hands drift a little bit. Let the knees soften slightly. Open up little fingers, ring fingers, and middle fingers. Split the hands apart, down to shoulder height. Gathering chi, we scoop and we bring the chi round. And we connect our fingers deep inside the third eye, all the way in to the core of your head. Feel your brain illuminated with chi, Apadantian chi, abundant with energy, blood and chi flowing well, all functions returning to perfect working order. Drift the elbows back, let the hands come underneath the arms, lightly touched our bow. We send this amazing chi deep inside the chest. Feel this abundance of chi. Middle dantian abundant, blood and chi flowing well. Deep inside your heart, lungs, spleen, pancreas, liver, kidneys, all of the organs function well, all of the systems connected to them functioning well. Let's drift the hands back. Back of the hands move forwards. When they're in line, turn them over with a flourish. Wave of chi out into the blue sky. Gently draw this chi back. Left hand first for guys, right for ladies, or whatever suits you today. Then draw the hands back onto the belly. Hold the hands there. Feel this chi going deep inside. Lower dantian chi abundant, supporting healing throughout the whole body, throughout the whole of your life. We work on the very physical, but it triggers through the emotional, all the way through the spiritual. At every level, we start to heal. Blood and chi flowing well, energy flowing well through the emotional self, through the spiritual self. Connected out, connected in. All functions returning to perfect working order. All functions normal. Let's draw three beautiful circles round lower dantian, gathering chi deep inside, holding the chi in, and then send the three circles the opposite direction, storing chi and setting yourself up for the day. We leave the hands there on the belly. Put a big smile on the face. Imagine yourself standing in your Wei Chi lair, this beautiful lair of energy around you, protective shield of chi, and beyond that, your chi body, this beautiful chi field, protecting and connecting. You are being of light inside your chi field, safe, happy. Put a big smile on your face, relax the hands down to the side, wiggle the fingers, move the toes, have a little stretch out, Good. Okay, so let's unmute ourselves. Let's say how loud together. I'll just apologize for running a few minutes late. Great. Okay, so hands up in the air. 1, 2. Ha. 1, 2. Ha. Last time. 1, 2. Ha. Lovely. Thank you very much, everyone.